Hey there, students. So here we are getting started on assignment 1 using inheritance. And hopefully you've gone through the inheritance lecture and now you're going to be applying the principles from that lecture itself. So this is going to be a partner assignment. You're going to create a superclass, 2 subclasses, and a tester class on any topic you want. Pokemon, animals, cars, whatever you find to be of interest to you and something that would lend itself to this sort of particular project. You're going to so your steps are figure out what you want to model, draw a UML diagram illustrating each class, its instance variables and methods, decide who will write each class in a tester, so there should be 2 classes done by each person, write the code, and then test with the tester and exercise all the methods in there. So each class should have 2 instance variables as private, some constructors, setters, and getters as appropriate, a toString method, and 2 class methods. So let's see what that would look like. So let's say you're going to do a mammal or animal class. You can start out with, not with that, you can start out with a mammal class. And here I've got it up in BlueJ. And you can see here's my mammal. And I've put some instance variables in here, hair color, name, number of legs, number of children, things that would apply to mammals in general. I've got my constructors, and then I just did 1, but you'll need to do 2. I did 1 kind of like class method, so give birth. And don't forget you do need to have a toString method down here as well to print out whatever is appropriate for this particular class. Okay? I'm just going to do this for now as a placeholder. All right, so there's my mammal class. So now what I want to think about is, all right, I'm going to create another class that's going to extend that one. So I'm going to do Homo sapien. So there we are. And I'm going to open that up. And you can see it's got what I need right here, public class Homo sapien, but I'm going to add an extends mammal to that. Okay? And now I'm going to leave it for you to fill in this class as needed, but I want to show you real quick what this is going to look like. So when you go into your BlueJ window, you now see there's this line between Homo sapien and mammal, and oops, I should draw it this way, where mammal's the superclass and Homo sapien is the subclass. All right, so now I think back and I think, okay, my mammal's got a hair color, a name, a number of legs, and a number of children in it. Okay? So on here I'm going to define some variables that are particular to the Homo sapien. Well, I don't need to say what color the hair is on the Homo sapien because that part is in mammals. I'm not going to need a name. That's part in mammal as well. Number of legs I'll set, but I don't need to declare it here. Number of children. So let's say, I don't know, maybe I'm going to say private. So I'm going to have a private string language spoken. That, and then my other variable for Homo sapien will be, I don't know, I'm just going to put like string country, like where they live and stuff like that. I'm drawing a blank on anything better. Okay, so now I'm gone down, here's my default constructor. And what's going to happen here is this is also going to call the super constructor for the mammal. So I'm going to say super. In other words, call this mammal super constructor default so we set up the default mammal and also set up my default things here like so. So I have all my default behavior right there. I don't need to give default values for these values. Those are over in the mammal class. There. So now, though, I want to create an initialization constructor for this Homo sapien. I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to put down all the things I want to initialize for this particular animal. So I'm going to say, yep, we're going to have a unique hair color. We're going to have a name. Number of legs, no. We're going to have int children, yes. Age, yes. Gender, yes. And I'm also going to have a string for language. And I'm going to have a string country. I'll short it up like that. Okay, great. So now, though, I know that I'm going to call the superconstructor that's not the default mammal superconstructor. And I'm going to pass on hair color. I'm going to pass on the name. I'm going to pass on, well, I know number of legs because it's a Homo sapien, it's 2 legs. I'm going to pass on the number of children. And, oh, I'm going to pass on the age and the gender. I added those in at the last minute, so I'm going to come over here and say also, and age, and A, G. I'll come down here, and in here, age equals A, and gender equals G. There we go. So I've got that going on for myself. So now this super is going to come over and call the super constructor and set up my mammal class for me here. And then the 2 variables that are unique to my animal, I'm just going to set those up right here, or unique to my Homo sapien. I'm going to set up right here like that. Yep. So call the super constructor and then a call to that. Now I'm also going to want to write my methods for this class. Maybe I want to do a public string get language, and I don't know, return the language for this one. Etc. But I don't need to write any getters and setters for name and all those other things that are be defined in mammal, because I can use those anyway, because Homo sapien gets all the functions that are already defined in mammal. And I can go ahead now and write my own string method, 2-string method here for this particular class as well.